Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. For today's video, I originally was going to do a whole dedicated video to this new foundation that I found from AOA on the ShopMISSA website. But as I was on there, I found a lot of new stuff that I had to try out. So this is going to be a video kind of focused on the foundation, but also mentioning the other products that I purchased because they are new and I would just like to do a little review of them. So if you're not familiar with the AOA brand or ShopMISSA, it's this website that has really good makeup for very, very cheap. Like a lot of their products are just $1 to $2. The foundation that I'm going to be covering today was $1.88. And I tried several other of their foundations and have really liked them. And there are tons of AOA and just ShopMISSA products that I still continue to use because they're so good despite being so cheap. So the main product is the AOA Flaw Eraser Foundation Stick, and I got it in shade Fair Ivory. That is the shade I've gotten in other foundations of theirs, and it seems to have worked out. Unfortunately, this looks darker than the other shades that I've gotten, but I think there was just one shade lighter. It goes from porcelain to fair ivory. Something I love about the AOA brand is that they are cruelty-free and they are still so cheap. So it gives no excuse for larger brands to still be testing on animals and all of that. Okay, so in this, I don't think it really says how much product is in here ounce-wise. This is also vegan and non-toxic, so you get about that much product. On the website, there isn't a ton about this. It just says it's buildable, long-wearing, and smooth. It sounds like just like your regular, maybe satin finish type stick foundation. I have already done my skincare, so I have moisturizer and then sunscreen, which is going to be operating as my primer today. Typically with stick foundations, a brush is the best bet, but I did bring a sponge if I want to try it and just see if it happens to go with this. Shade actually looks really good. So far it doesn't look super pigmented. I haven't blended it in yet, but since it does say it's a buildable foundation, I'm guessing that it gets light coverage on the first go. Pretty easily blendable with a brush. Very, very light coverage with just one. So I'm gonna add some more, and I have a lot of redness on my face right now, so I'm gonna just kind of go in hard. I'm just gonna try it with a sponge. Actually not terrible with a sponge. This is a dry sponge, so I think that helps because I don't think a wet sponge mixes well with stick foundations. Definitely built up the coverage. I'd still say it's light. Okay, I might actually like a dry sponge better than a brush with this. Going with the second layer on this side. Okay, even with the two layers, it's still fairly light coverage, at least on me. I do have like freckles and redness and some acne that it has to cover up. Finish is looking so-so. It's more matte. So even though I would probably stop at this many layers and just wear it like this, I am going to see if we can build it up even more to like a good medium coverage. Okay, I think it did add a little bit more coverage. It's buildable in the sense that you can put more on top and it gives a little bit more coverage and it doesn't look bad. It's definitely taking a while to get some good coverage, so this is definitely a light to maybe medium coverage type foundation. While it's buildable, I don't think you're building it up to full coverage. It looks surprisingly good on the skin though. Like I feel like it looks soft, smooth. It doesn't look too like makeup-y or caked on, even though I do have several layers on top. And that's something that I personally have had issues with stick foundations in the past, is that they just look so heavy on the skin. Okay, I feel like my bags under my eyes look so much worse on camera than as I'm looking in the mirror right now. I don't have a new concealer to try out, so I'm going to go in with their AOA Studio Liquid Concealer in Fair Ivory. I've had this for a while and I do like it. So this isn't from AOA, but I am going to add some setting spray. This is actually just a hydrating facial mist that I got from Dollar Tree, so I will put the description in the description box below, but I also did a video on like Dollar Tree skincare and this was included, so I'll link that. So the next product we have is the AOA Paw Paw Contour Stick. Very excited to try this because I have a contour stick that I got from AOA a long time ago and I love it. The tone was so cool and it just looks amazing. Since my skin is so fair, it's hard to find bronzers and contour sticks that aren't too orange for me because like even the slightest bit of orange looks really bad on me. Now they were sold out of the color that I really wanted, which was shade Nude, because that looked definitely cooler than this one, but this looked like the next best thing, and this is shade Fawn. So it does have a little bit of warmth to it, but I think it might actually be fine. Do I actually know what I'm doing when it comes to contour? Probably not. I'm going to use the sponge to blend that out. I'm also going to try a brush because it seemed like the sponge was taking too long to blend. Yeah, that works faster. Yeah, this side looks much better blended with the brush. This side, like you can still kind of see the line. So go with a brush for this one. I think it looks pretty good though. I like it. It's not too dark. It seems good for my light skin. And while it's not as cool toned as the other one, I feel like it actually pretty much works. Yeah, I really like this. I might actually add a little bit more. That also looks really soft on the skin. Like unless it really fades throughout the day, I already highly recommend this. I love it so far. And only $1.88, like that's amazing. I'm sorry, no, it's $1.55. Next product we have is not nail polish, it's a blush. So I saw this in the packaging, just like drew me in because it looks like nail polish, even the brush in it, but it's actually just a blush. And I have been trying to get more into liquid blushes lately because they are like popping off on the internet. When I got this, I had to open it and smell it to make sure that it wasn't actually nail polish before I put it on my face. So this is the Paw Paw Plush Blush. It's a gel liquid blush and this is shade Alto. I don't know how powerful this is going to be, so I might start with a little bit. It feels weird doing this. Ooh. It's pretty pigmented. I just needed that one little drop, and that was enough for this side. Blends out pretty easily. I think it looks really nice on the skin. Add a little bit on my nose and heavy blushes in. So let's just add a little bit more. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely got some good pigment. I like that. I'm pretty sure they were out of the initial color I was going to get because this is a little bit out of what I typically buy, but I really like it. I feel like it's not showing up as potent on camera as it is like in the mirror. Just gotta keep adding more. So far so good. I feel like my base is looking really nice. I'm gonna add some more setting spray just for good measure. Now that I'm looking up close, I think I did add a little bit too much blush, but what you can do. Okay, so the next few products I bought are eye products, so I'm gonna finish up my eyebrows and get to the next step. Okay, for my brows, I did the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil. I added some highlighter. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Press Highlighter in shade Tiara. Had this also for a long time and really like it. Eye primer is the Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. And the next products we have, I couldn't decide between which one I wanted to get, so I ended up just getting both. But I got these two mini palettes. This is the Southern Charm 3-color eyeshadow palette in shade Sweet Tea. And this is the AOA Studio Yumi's Debut in shade Trainee. I'm gonna try to utilize both of these. It seems like tiny palettes like this are really popular nowadays, which makes it great for traveling because they're so small and lightweight. So to start, I'm gonna go in here, just put that in the crease. Maybe it's not not mixing well with this specific eye primer, but it doesn't seem to be blending super easily. Not bad though, it is pretty pigmented. Just had to like dip it once. I'm gonna take some of this on a flat brush. Okay, I didn't wet my brush, but it's still looking pretty good. I'm next gonna take some of this pink. For this, I will try wetting the brush. I'm gonna put that, concentrate that more on the inner portion of my eye. Okay, honestly, I don't think wetting the brush did very much. So I think you can use this either way. I'm gonna try using my finger as well. I really like the pink. That is like a beautiful baby pink. Like most shimmer shadows, it looks better applied with your finger. Same goes for this. On a smaller brush, I'm going to take this from the other palette, this deeper shade, and try to put that in the corner. Okay, that's a really pretty shade. It seems to be blending out decently well. The pigment on these is certainly surprising for the price. Each of these was less than $2, and like this is some good pigment. Like I'm building it up like a tiny bit, but like you really don't even need to. I can definitely see myself taking this on traveling because they're very natural colors, so it can go with really anything. I also want to try this shade. It looks like it'd be a good blush shade, but I want to put it on the lower level and just see how it looks. Okay, that's also a really pretty coral shade. The hues of this palette are really pretty. Love, honestly. Now I feel like this could work as an inner corner shade, so I'm gonna try that first. But I have a feeling I'm gonna be going over top with even lighter. Okay, that is definitely a good inner corner shade, but I think today I wanna go a little bit lighter. Yeah, that's the brightness I wanted. I am really a fan of all of these shades. I'm really happy I got both of these. It's hard to choose between which one I would recommend if you were to only get one. This one obviously has more colors, so that's good, but they are both beautiful. Like those shades blended out easily, super pigmented, very beautiful. They had other color combos as well. So I would highly recommend both of these palettes, and I will certainly be taking them traveling with me. I think I struggled with the first matte shade, but that's because it just, maybe I didn't wait long enough for my primer to dry. Next product, the packaging is just gorgeous. This is the AOA Studio Liquid Eyeliner. It says it's water and smudge proof. Like this packaging is absolutely gorgeous. This is so shiny. Then you have the gold. It is gorgeous. It's not a rainbow one. It is just like a black eyeliner, but like this is awesome packaging. It looks like it is a felt tip, which I prefer brush tip, but it looks very long and it could be fine. I don't hate felt tip. I just prefer brush. It is a nice fine tip brush. I like that about it. I feel like it glides on like a felt tip does. That's why I tend to prefer brush tip, is I feel like they are just so much smoother in gliding and getting like a wing, but it's not bad. I'd say it's decently black too. Like, I'd say that's a good depth and deepness. But for the price and the amazing packaging, 9 out of 10. The last product is something, it's not new. I've just been trying to get my hands on it for forever, but it is always out of stock. It's the AOA Eyes on Me Vivid Liquid Liner in Oh La La, which is their white liner. I have several of their other Vivid liquid liners, and I really like them. They're not very much like sweat-proof, waterproof, but they look really gorgeous on. And white eyeliner is just like so popular right now, and I've been trying to get a hold of this, and it finally went back in stock while I was looking. So I'm not sure actually how I'm gonna use this today, but I might actually just try like underlining where the black is. Okay, I mean, it's a pretty white liner. I'm happy to finally have a liquid white liner in my collection. We'll see if it lasts as long as the other ones I have from the same collection, because my eyes tear up a lot, in like the corners, and the other ones I have didn't seem to last very well through it. Like I would have to redo it throughout the day, but we'll see how this holds up. All right, this is the final look for mascara. I use the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. So my overall thoughts on everything's actually seems really good so far. I'm like highly surprised because all of the face products look really smooth and good on the skin, even the stick foundation. And I do have a lot of texture and redness right now. I just like my skin has been going through it, but I think it like actually looks all right. I will check in later in the day to see how everything wore throughout the day, to see if the foundation, the eyeliner, how it looks once it's put through some tests. But overall, I'm really happy with everything I purchased, and I'm excited to keep using them. So stick around, I will be back. Okay, so it has been a few more days that I've been able to test out these products, so I just wanted to give some final thoughts on them. The stick foundation, I do still like it. It is definitely just light coverage. It's not the most long lasting throughout the day since my skin is like a little bit oily. I did have some redness and freckles coming through at the end of the day, so it's not the most long wearing foundation, but I still like it. I'll still reach for it. Not all of my foundations need to last like 12 plus hours, and for the price, definitely worth it. The contour stick, still love. That seems to be a little bit more long lasting. I did try it on liquid foundation, and I think it may have stayed longer than it did with the stick foundation, but I'm kind of unsure. But I do really like it, and I will continue to keep using it. So the blush, also love. That does seem to be more long lasting, and just what's in that bottle is gonna last me forever since you need so little. So I would highly recommend the blush. The eyeshadows I also am still really enjoying. I think the trouble I was having with the matte shadows was actually more so of just the matte shadows rather than the primer that I had underneath. So you do have to work with the matte ones a little bit more, but the formula is still good. The pigment is still there. So again, for the price, it's a really great option. And I'd say it's a formula on par with some other drugstore products and possibly even high-end, but I haven't really tried many high-end products. So it might not be my absolute favorite formula, but it's still good and I'm still gonna use it. The eyeliner, I really liked. That actually does, the black eyeliner. It does actually seem to last really well throughout the day. It seemed to be waterproof and smudge proof. I didn't have any issues with it coming off throughout the day, even like when my eyes water. So I really like that. The only thing I would change about it is make it a brush tip instead of a felt tip, but I definitely like it. I would purchase it again. I would try to enjoy a felt tip a little bit more for that product because it's really good. The white eyeliner is pigmented. It is nice, but it's definitely not lasting. It didn't last long throughout the day either of the times that I used it, so it's great for like a graphic eye moment, but it's not going to be something that you can wear all day if you have oily skin or if your eyes water. But again, super cheap, so still worth it. I think those are all the products, so I guess that concludes this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.